I grew up in a family with a single mom. My dad left when I was 3, so just my brother, myself. Yeah, growing up, we didn't have a lot of money. I didn't have a lot of friends, and I was always kind of looking to fit in somewhere. And I had an uncle who was my father figure. He struggled with alcohol, and he was that uncle that you probably shouldn't hang out with. Yeah, when he was drinking, he was. No matter who was there, they were laughing because he was just that guy. He was a funny guy, life of the party. And at a very young age, I decided that's what I wanted to be like my Uncle Steve. And I think I was drunk the first time when I was 8 with my uncle. And yeah, I didn't have really a sense of purpose. I didn't really know what hope was. I didn't really believe in anything. I just believed that we were here. And I was looking to fit in somewhere. And for me, I wasn't good at sports. I didn't fit in with that group. I wasn't the smartest kid. I didn't fit in with that group. So I was constantly looking to fit in somewhere for acceptance. And I found the easiest place to do that was at Smoker's Corner at school. So that's where I started to look for friends. And there you don't need to be good at anything or have anything to be accepted. You just make stupid choices. And that's where I found my acceptance. I'd grown up believing kind of that there was this God he was real and everything, but he was mad at me because I was making these bad choices and there was no way out of it. And over the years, I just developed all this shame and guilt, and that just kept getting worse and snowballing over the years. And at the height of my addiction, I'd say, yeah, I was as hopeless as it gets. And I hated my life. I hated everything about my life. I hated everybody around me. I was just full of anger and rage. And the night I guess got rescued from that, I was in my garage, and again, all this shame and stuff, and it's like I can't talk to anybody. I'm just a mess. I'm a scumbag. All these lies I was believing about myself, and I had all these things that made me happy in the world. I had money, I had drugs, all that stuff. But I was miserable. I had ruined absolutely every relationship in my life, with my family, my kids. I just wanted my life to end. I prayed to this God that I didn't know. I just said something like, if you're real, just end my life because I can't do this anymore. And a few hours later, there was a knock at the door, and it was the police coming to arrest me. Just the same old routine year after year. I thought I was like, cool. I had found acceptance again. I was in jail. I was with the homies, and this is where I belong, and this is who I am. But that night when I got arrested, I was in the back of the police car, and I felt like something different. Something had happened, right? I'd never felt peace like that before. On my way back to jail for trafficking again. So that's kind of where my journey started, is in jail. So it was a few years before my life changed. One of my friends tried to bring me to a men's breakfast where Teen Challenge was going to be there, and I didn't go. But when I was in jail, I had gone for bail, and the judge denied my bail. After that bail hearing, my lawyer told me about Teen Challenge again. I was like, here's this Teen Challenge thing. And he's just basically said, they're not going to let you out unless you go to a program. And he recommended Teen Challenge. And then I remember my friend who told me about it years earlier. So I called him, and just through some conversations and stuff, I decided I'd rather go to Teen Challenge than sit in jail. So that's what I did. I applied. I got accepted. When I went to Teen Challenge, I was in my jail clothes. So right off the bat, I'm like, okay, these people are going to judge me, these Christians, right? They're going to judge me. And the first day I was there, this one guy comes up to me and he told me that Jesus loved me, and he gave me a hug. And I just thought that was weird, that this random guy is hugging me. And what I realized at first is I didn't have to do anything to be accepted there. That stood out to me. Like, I just came from jail in my Headingley Greys, and these people accepted me. And do you have everything you need? Do you have toothpaste? They loved on you. And it was weird to me because I had never really experienced that. My experience is always you have to do something for someone in order to have them treat you that way. But they just poured on love while I was there. And I can remember one situation where I was having a really bad day. There was a staff at the time I think he was also having a bad day, and we got into it, and I went off to my work detail, and the guy that I was with was one of the leaders, and he says, they're going to kick you out. And I'm still on bail at this time. So all day I was just like, whatever, they're going to kick me out. I don't really care. There's nothing I can do about it, right? Because I did something wrong. I'm going to get punished now. And when I got back to the center after my work detail, they sat me down, just started going through these disciplines that were going to happen. They didn't kick me out. I made a very bad choice, and that's what I was expecting, but they showed me grace, and I was able to work through that stuff rather than just be punished for it. So that stands out the most. I share that a lot because that's the first time I really experienced grace where I should have really been punished. Well, my life is completely changed. It's like a 180. Most of the relationships that have been restored that I believe God wanted restored. My son is 12 years old, and I've probably seen him 5 times throughout his whole life. This last July, he came to live with us full time. Got married in 2020. I'm at a place right now where I never thought I'd ever be. If you asked me 6, 7 years ago, I would have laughed at you. I believed 100% that I was going to die in my addiction from overdose, a car accident, do something to end up in jail for the rest of my life. That was what I seen for my future, but today it's completely different. I get to use my story to help others. I work now full-time for Adult and Teen Challenge in a community office, and I see people every day coming in there, and I get to share the hope I have. People that come in just broken down, they've been told that they're no good, or things that I was told and I believed, and I get to share with them that that's not the truth. They're not defined by their choices. One thing that someone told me when I first came into Teen Challenge was you have to hate your past. Remembering where I was and who I'd become and not wanting to ever be that person again. That's one of the biggest things that I always remember, and I share with people too. Like, you got to cut that off. Just keep moving forward. Ask for help. Don't be ashamed because of what you've done or who you think you are, who you believe you are, or who people have told you you are. Ask for help. There's freedom in that. It's not easy, but it's rewarding.